Hello my friends, welcome to my Debbie Reed at Cards03 YouTube video. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Kingston, Idaho, and today I'm going to share with you the Sunrise Sailing, which will be in the new catalog that goes live May 6th. And there's this wonderful hybird embossing folder, and oh my gosh, it is so wonderful. This is the set. And then these are all the different dies that you get in the set. And these are pieces that you can create with those dies. There's 2 clouds. Then you can make all these different sailboats. This one actually comes from the embossing folder that you can die cut. So I embossed some water and I die cut the sailboat. But I did the clouds with the dies in the set. I didn't want to have those be a part of it. So this has so many different options, and I'm going to share with you the card I'm going to show you how to make today. And this is the card that we're going to make. And then the inside, and I'm going to just do that a little bit different. So we will be using some of our 2 new in colors, Secret Sea, Darling Duckling, and then I will be using Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. And let's get started with the card. You're going to need soft seafoam cards for the card base, 2 Misty Moonlight. You're going to need 2 designer series paper of the same kind, and then a basic white for the inside. And then these are all the little boats and the little birds that I die cut, and we will use those in a minute. We're going to do the inside of the card first, just so I can get that stamping card out of the way. And I'm going to just grab real quick, because I wasn't ready, a scrap paper. And here we go. So I will grab the boat and put that on a block, and then we will grab the water and put that on a block. I should have had these done, I'm sorry. And then we will grab this piece, and it will go on a block, and we will grab the boat. Okay, and it will go on a block also. So the first thing we're going to do is the water, and that will be in Balmy Blue. So I'm going to ink that up. I'm going to just stamp this on the bottom and do it again. And then I'm going to come in one more time just to give it a little bit more of that water look. In fact, I think I'm going to stop right there. And then we're going to come in with our, let me see, I will do Night of Navy. I was going to do Secret Sea, but I'm going to do Night of Navy. So we're going to ink the boat and put that just right on the water. And then I'm going to come in with our new Darling Duckling. And let me get this one closed up. Darling Duckling will be our little flags. And you're going to just line these up right there, just like that. And then we're going to do the boat, and now I'm going to have to do the darker color because I wasn't thinking, and my yellow isn't closing. Oh my gosh. Well, I will have to deal with that in a minute. Because I messed up, you can actually die cut the bottom of the boat, and I do not have, let me see, do I? Yes, I do. That's too small. Oh, let me see what I have here. I could die cut the bottom of the boat because I wasn't thinking, and it would have to be bigger. There is a stamp that colors this. We're going to try this in the Secret Sea and see if it covers the water. I wasn't thinking when I did this. So don't make the same mistake I did. And this just colors the boat. And okay, it will work. But normally you wouldn't do it that way. So anyway, that's the inside, and then you would stamp whatever little sentiment you want. And now we're going to create the front of the card. And this is where you're going to take your designer series paper and your Misty Moonlight. We're going to glue this together. So let me grab my glue and glue this together. This is Thoughtful Journey. And you will be able to still purchase this in the new catalog. I'm so excited because this is such awesome paper. And I'm putting this on upside down. It would actually go the other way, like that. We'll make sure we put it on the card that way. Okay, this will go right here. I like the fact that this set has so many different sailboat options, and it's just quite cute. Okay, for the card, we are going to do a rip and tear. So I embossed this, like I said, with the embossing folder. And when you do a rip and tear, you want to tear it in front of you, towards you, so you get a little bit of that white for your water. And that will go on the top. So I need to trim this because I didn't trim it. So it's going to be 3 3/4 by 5, I do believe. You would want to cut this to before you tear it, or you can wait and see where you want it cut. Sometimes you want a different side. So we're going to trim that, and then we're going to trim this one. And also you don't want the edge of the embossing folder where it didn't emboss. So I'm going to trim this one and this side. Okay, now we can put our little water on. And it's going to go, so that one was what this was embossed off of. So you would cut and then emboss it, and so that's why you would use 2 pieces. You want your flat edge on the bottom. And I can see I didn't cut this as straight as I should have, so bear with me. A little bit more has to come off of here. Okay. And now we're going to put the straight edge down, and I'm going to just glue on the bottom, not all the way gluing because I need to tuck this other one under there. So leaving our edge seam from the Misty Moonlight, that's telling us where we're going to go with this, right there. And then, like I said, I was going to tuck this one down under and see how far I want it to go. And that looks pretty good to me. So I can glue a little bit on here that will catch under here. And then we're going to glue the bottom of this one. I love this. I love this water texture. It's so pretty. And I'm going to come about right there and line up the edge again. And I didn't cut this one as well as I should have either. So let me give that a little haircut. Put these back down, and there we go. So you get kind of that rough water look. Then you're going to take what you've die cutted. That's not what I meant to say. This will just overlay on here. So we're going to just glue this part of the sail. This paper was cut from the bokeh paper. And I just like that look too on here where it gets different dimension of the colored paper. Then this one is, what is this one called again? This one's Summer Splash. That's an in color that's leaving. And where is my piece? Here it is. We're going to do the same thing. This one's from Lily Pond Lane. This paper is from. So we're going to put this one on this sailboat. So we're gluing this right there and adding this. Going to come down a little bit, lining this just up with the tip of the boat. And then we're going to glue these to the card. So this one will be right there. And this one will be up here. And you could also have it on, you know, less water rough and have it on the smoother water like I did on this card. Options, just whatever you feel like doing. Now on my little sail masts, I actually decided I wanted them to look like they were blowing in the wind. And so to do that, you would take your dimensionals and you put your dimensionals. First, I'm going to take my bone folder and you're going to just kind of curve this little mast, this little part of the sail, and you're going to put this down. So that it looks like it's blowing. And then you're going to put your glue on the other parts. And right there, and put this down. And there you go. So you get that little bit of poof up there. So it looks like it actually is catching the wind. And this one we're going to just glue flat because it's not in the same area. It's just cruising along. Just because I want it to be a little different. I think I did it on both of them on the other card. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to take the little birds from here and we're going to glue those on. And it's best if you take your little tweezer and catch a tiny end of this and then just barely dab glue little teeny tiny dots. And put these in place. I'm going to have one bead there. I'm going to grab another one. And more teeny tiny dots. You don't need a lot. We will put this one up here. And then we will put this one on this other side maybe. I don't know. Let me see. I think I will. This one will go here. And then we're going to just stamp the little ahoy, and it will be stamped in the Secret Sea, which is one of our new colors. Ahoy. And there you have it. That is the card, just that quick and simple. And then you would put your little inside piece in. And I think I'm going to go back. You're going to mat this with your Misty Moonlight. And I think I'm going to go back to maybe this color if I do this. I don't know who I'm giving it to yet, but options, just whatever you would like. Anyway, that's the card. Hope you like it. And if you do, these will be available to you in the new catalog. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And until next time, go make something uniquely yours. Bye for now.